Hey everybody, it's Luke back with another figure review. Today we're looking at a custom that I made. It's of Mr. J. Neilson from the History Channel show Forged in Fire. I did make this for Jay himself, and then also for Doug Marcaida. One of the other judges had asked me to make this for him after I made a figure of him, and I said yes. So here we are. But taking a look at it here, I've got it on the rotating table, and so you can see a 360 on him. And we're going to get closer up and talk about some other things later on. But this was a pretty fun build, and I'll kind of go through and tell you what I used for each different part as we go along. But yeah, that's just a little overview there. That's the story behind this. So let's go ahead and take it off the stand here, and we'll take a closer look at what we did. And here he is off the stand, just kind of taking a closer look at what we've got going on here. So let's see, let's talk about accessories first. So Jay comes with the hands that I have on him in the package. One is kind of a doing this sort of thing hand. One is a gripping hand, and that's what I have on him right now. As an alternate, I also have a splayed out hand for the left side. I have a grippy hand, or for the right side, excuse me, a grippy hand for the left side. And this one actually came in the package with some mismolded fingers. So he didn't cut his fingers off there. It's just, that's how that one came. So I just rolled with it, and it still grips things, so it's fine. And then last but not least, I gave him this hand, which is actually a Samuel L. Jackson hand, but it's supposed to be a gloved hand for whenever he does his testing. One thing that I wish I would have done, I wish I would have put a collar around that, like a little cuff piece that you would slide on, and then put the hand in. That way you'd know it was a glove. As it is, it still looks enough like a glove. I'll show you here. I don't know why I'm just talking about it whenever I can show. As it is, it looks enough like a gloved hand. You can tell what it's supposed to be, but it just, I feel like it really would have sold it better if I had a little extra there, but oh well. It is what it is. Talking about the rest of the accessories here, we have a knife that I made, and this is basically one of those little cocktail knives that you get with a drink that is broken off, and then I used some milliput to sculpt the end of that. So that's fun. The next accessory we have is a tiny hammer. That's because Jay is actually, in addition to being a judge on Forged in Fire, he's also one to get in the forge every now and again to beat the judges competition. So figure we need some sort of a forging equipment. And with that, we also have a metal ingot that I brought in. W1 bar stock or something, I don't know, wherever it can be. Some tongs, because you gotta have tongs to hold that. And I did actually make it to where the tongs can hold the bar stock there, so that's fun. For other accessories, we have this Damascus steel blade. This actually came with Snake Eyes, the movie Snake Eyes, and I just cut the handle off of it to make it look more like a knife that would actually be in the competition. And last but not least, my favorite accessory for Mr. Neilson here, and that is the broken blade. If you watch the show, you know that he is one to break knives fairly frequently. He does very brutal tests with them, and they often wind up snapping. And it's always, well, you don't want to say it's fun to see that happen, but it's kind of fun to see that happen. And so he had to come with a broken knife accessory. But anyway, talking about the figure himself, the first things first, we'll kind of go here, starting off with the head. So the head that I used is actually a Gordon Freeman head from NECA, and that is part of the Half-Life series of figures. I took that head, I popped it off, threw a magnet in there, sculpted around with milliput at the base of the neck to where it would hold the magnet in place, and then painted to try and match as best I could. And you can tell that the neck doesn't quite match the face 100%. It's a little bit lighter, but I kind of did that, not on purpose, but somewhat purposefully, because it's close enough, and typically the neck tends to be lighter than the face, I think. And I think it looks pretty good. Once you get it on there, you really can't tell very much. As far as the hair goes, the hair was one of the parts that I spent a little bit more time on. As you can see, he's got kind of a salt and pepper hair. And with that, that was sort of difficult to paint because I had to do a gray, and then I went in with a dark wash and did a dark wash underneath that of black. And then I did highlights, whoop, don't drop that here. And then I did highlighting with white. And I think it turned out pretty well though, especially on the goatee and things like that. For the eyes and the face, I really didn't touch it too much other than the facial hair, cleaning that up. just because it was already a pretty close sculpt. Jay and Gordon Freeman look a lot alike, so that's kind of why I started with this head. And then the glasses, of course, he came with the glasses, and I did trim those a little bit. They did fold over the ear initially, but I trimmed those back a bit. I actually broke them during the process, and I had to re-glue them in the center there, and then I had to repaint the entire frame of the glasses, which I think turned out pretty good. I don't think you can really tell too much on that, so that was fun. The shirt is actually a piece from GPS Lot over on eBay, and that is just a standard long sleeve shirt that I rolled the sleeves up on. And you can probably see a little bit of red poking through right there. That's because this base buck is a Shang-Chi body, Marvel Legends. And I basically just dremelled down the inside of it to create a hidden torso, because I knew I was going to be putting the shirt over the top of it to make it more lifelike. So we dremelled down the inside torso, made that flat, and made it have a little bit better articulation as well. Like the arms, you know, with the Shang-Chi, you can't go like that, but with this you can. And anyways, and then the feet, last but not least, came from a Ulysses Claw figure, also Marvel Legends. So I just popped those off, popped those on. It was a little bit loose on this foot right here, but I put a drop of clear coat on the inside, let that dry, and then re-popped it on there, and I haven't had any issues since. So that's what the figure's made out of. As far as the accessories, the hands all came from that Shang-Chi or that Samuel L. Jackson figure, like I said earlier. And then the other accessories I sculpted. If I didn't say otherwise, I sculpted all those, so that's fun. Talking about a little articulation here, he can look side to side. We don't really get any up and down, just because of that the way that that's on the inside there. We do have that magnet on the inside that you can kind of adjust a little bit. You can put that down and you can get his head further down. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can crouch his head down. I added an extra magnet in there specifically to lengthen that to where it came up and look more natural, but you could take that out if you wanted to, I guess. Over on the side, you can shift that with your finger and you get a little bit of tilt whenever you do that. So if you shift it from side to side with your nail, you can kind of get him doing like a sideways expression. But anyway, shoulders go out to above 90, which is nice. They do a full rotation. It is a little bit inhibited by the shirt that I have on there right now. Got a bicep swivel, got a double jointed elbow that comes in pretty much all the way. We have a ab crunch, crunches forward pretty good, crunches back pretty good as well. But you do get where the shirt kind of pops up there. You have to just kind of pull that back down if you wanted to get in those crazy poses. Rotation at the waist, and the wrists are hinged to go in and out and swivel as well. Our legs go out, full splits just about. They kick forward, and this should be no surprise. This is pretty much the exact same as that Marvel Legends Shang-Chi, if you're familiar with that. Go back a little bit, thigh swivel, double jointed, pinless knees, which is fun, coming all the way. And then ankles that go down, they go up, and you get an ankle rocker pivot as well. For a size comparison, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Union Jack, as well as the McFarlane Fortnite Skull Trooper. So you can see he's definitely more in that 6-inch scale rather than the 7-inch. And that's it. That's my custom Jay Neilson figure. He's going to go along right by side with the Doug Marcaida. I'm going to send that off probably this week sometime, and hopefully they enjoy it. It's been a really fun build. I've really been loving the customizing lately. I've just gotten into it really big in the last year or two, and it's been a lot of fun to learn and have challenges and trying to overcome those, and just to try and figure it all out. The painting is fun, it's relaxing. If anybody has not gotten into customizing and you've been thinking about getting into it, I would highly recommend that you do. It's a lot of fun. It's a very cathartic, just kind of relaxing hobby where you can just kind of shut your brain off, sort of. I mean, you gotta still think about things, but you just kind of, you know what you're doing, and you're just making the paint go places and doing the things and sanding, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very relaxing and productive hobby to get into. I'd highly recommend it. And if anybody has any questions about customizing, I'm not very good, but you can always hit me up and ask me questions. You can find me here. You can find me over on Instagram, Luke_figuremeout at Instagram.com. I'll definitely have some more pictures of this guy up there because I'm very excited to get this off to his forever home. But yeah, this is my first commission and I couldn't be happier with it. Like I said, just a few little things that in hindsight I probably would have done different, but overall I think it turned out really well. and I'm very happy. And I think that the client's going to be very happy as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you had any questions, drop me a line. But until we meet again, thanks for watching and happy collecting. Bye.